what you can observe or what you can tell from her body language. All can look at her once. Okay, please take a look at her. She's there, she's sitting, her video is on, she has some expression on her face. Nothing I'm going to tell you as of now, because I want you to tell me what you feel. Just listening. Okay, Salma is saying listening, fine, but that's kind of a given, right? Because if I'm talking, someone has to listen, so she's listening, which is fine. But what do you observe apart from that? Body language tells you a lot of things about a person. What is it telling you right now about what you see? Curiosity. Okay. Riva says curiosity. Fine. I'd like to know, of course, how you think that she's curious, but I'll take that response. Okay. Anyone else who wants to add something? Look at her, observe her just for a few seconds, and tell me what you can see. What do you feel? She's giving almost nothing away, so it's very difficult to judge someone's body language. But still, you have some expressions, something is there on the face, something she's at least sitting there right in front of you, and her body language tells you something. Quick observations you can make, right? Someone says curiosity, fine, I agree. Smiling, okay, I agree, fine. What does smiling signify? Can someone tell me? Now it's good. You observe that she is smiling, it is perfect. Okay, she's happy, Pavitra says. Okay, agreed again. How did you make out that she's happy? Tell me. I'll keep going deeper and deeper as you keep giving me answers. Because that's the whole point of doing this. If she's happy, why do you think she seems to be happy? What have you observed to know that she's happy? Someone has to give me an explanation. Unmute yourself and speak. Let me see. Any one of you who think can give an answer to this, please give me an answer. Ready to learn. Okay, fine. Agreed as well. Ready to learn. Again, I'm curious to know how you are getting these observations. How? What is the basis? Smiling indicates being happy. Okay, fine. Agreed. So the one way to sort this out, because she's smiling, so you think she's happy, and that's why you're saying it looks like that, right? Can I tell you something? Can anyone actually
Yes.
logically you think about it? Can you actually observe her for a few seconds? You will get to know two or three very important things about her. You will get to know her state of mind. Okay. You will get to know if what she's showing you is actually true or she's just being pretentious, because right now the focus is on her. Very easy to get to know that. Okay. If I say, for example, that
बेटा बेटा सुन मेरे को.
Neha is a very quiet person, let me say that. Okay. I'm making a statement. Neha is a very quiet person by nature. Very quiet person. Doesn't talk a lot. I'm making two, three statements now. Okay. Neha, now you have to tell me, is this true or false? And I'll tell you why I said that. Yes, go ahead. I cannot hear you for some reason. Yes, partly yes. You are audible now. Tell me.
I'm saying that this is true.
Okay.
But if strangers are there, then I don't talk much. But with my known people, I talk a lot.
Okay. But otherwise, in general, that is true, no? Correct? You are
Yes.
sort of a quiet person, right?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me how I got that? See, how am I picking body languages here? How am I able to pick who's thinking what? Swati is thinking I was here last time, right? And he did this to me, and now he's doing it to someone else. Swati is the one who's really happy about it, right? See, now it shows now on her face that she is really happy. It is very simple. to judge someone's body language. Please understand one thing. If you look at someone for a few seconds, you will be able to observe what they are thinking. Whether they are actually curious, whether they are ready to learn, whether they actually want to do something in terms of maybe asking questions, interacting, or just keeping quiet. If you were there last time in the last session that we did, I was talking about a rule. Does anyone remember the rule of communication? Does anyone remember what I told in terms of percentages? I was talking about something that day. How do we divide communication? What are the rules? What is the one important rule of communication? More than 50% of what happens in communication is via body language only, right? More than 50%. That is a huge number. So everything that is happening without you even saying a word to anyone, without you even saying a word. So it doesn't matter if Neha is actually interested or not interested, whether Salma is interested or not interested. She doesn't have to say it. If I look at her, I can say, okay, she's interested, she's not interested. There are judgments I'm doing via what I see through your body language. And what is body language? It is not just your face. Your face is a part of it, of course. It's your face, your postures, your vibe, right? There is something called as vibe. Through that, you actually judge what a person is thinking. If you cannot improve your body language, you cannot improve your communication. Understand that as a rule for today, because we are discussing this topic and a very important one at that. If you do not improve your body language, no matter what you want to do in the future, you're working somewhere, you want to work somewhere, you want to achieve certain positions in life, you want to make more friends, anything, absolutely anything. The biggest things that happen in life and the most basic things that happen in life are only via good communication. And to back that up, you need very strong body language. There is no alternative for that. Okay? I will tell you a few things so that you can understand this better. I will start sharing some slides. Please go through them carefully to know what I'm talking about, because this is a very, very important topic for all of you. I will, of course, talk about assertiveness as well, but I think I've just changed a few things around and I want to discuss body language first. So let me just share my screen and I think we'll get started. Okay, there we go. Yes. Now, two, three things for you to note here. I've emphasized on this enough. In whatever sessions I do, I always try to make sure that people get to know this in detail. Six important aspects of body language. Okay. Tone is how you talk. There is a very thin line between someone being very confident while they talk and someone being very rude when they talk. So it all comes from your tone. So first key point of good body language is tone. Second, physical appearance, how you look. Your look probably adds 20% more points to your confidence. Your confidence adds about 60% points to your body language. Some people look good no matter what they wear, right? So they carry themselves very well, in which case it becomes good body language. Physical appearance matters, no matter how much people say it doesn't, or everyone might have their opinions, but it does matter a lot. Let me ask you something, or maybe take like a quick poll. I'll just ask you a question. You will all have, because you're all women, you will all have one favorite costume of yours. Do you agree? One favorite dress, something that you like to wear. Now, apparently, when you wear that dress, you actually become more confident as a person. Why? Because you're carrying yourself well. So, if it comes to appearance, Does it matter? Yes, it matters. So try and dress well. It adds a lot of good pointers to your body language. That's point number two. Point number three, gestures. I've always said gestures matter a lot. And it is very important to know that gestures are, to some people, they come very naturally. To some people, they have to put efforts to make a lot of gestures. Otherwise, it is just here in the face and through the mouth, whatever they are speaking. But that's not enough. You have all of your body to use. You have your hands, which you can use. Make sure that gestures form a very important aspect of improving your body language. So if you stand in front of 50 people, okay, let's assume 50 people are there, you're giving them a lecture or giving a presentation. How are the 50 people who are there going to listen to you? What will be their one cue to listen to you? If they see something which is probably interesting enough for them, they'll listen to you. Otherwise, they'll not listen to you. People lose their attention very quickly. You all are on Instagram. I presume you all are, right? If you all are on Instagram, do you all watch a lot of reels? Who watches reels? Everyone watches reels, no? If you're watching reels, what do you actually see in reels? People are performing, they are traveling, they are going somewhere, they are doing things which probably grab attention of the viewers who are seeing it. So everything that is revolving around body language centers around these 6 points: tone, physical appearance, gestures, postures. Posture is how you sit straight. If you're sitting straight, your posture is good, you're more confident. Posture is important. Facial expressions, this. So, Neha, everyone else who has joined this call today, some videos are off, I cannot see you. But all the people who are there who think that this is not important, it is very important. You cannot sit with a straight face with no expressions. It doesn't help. Give some expressions. At least once in a while, smile. Give some gestures. Do a thumbs up. Do nodding. It all helps. It all falls under your facial expressions and gestures. And lastly, your touch is also very important. At times, when you are with friends, when you are with very close friends, what do? You hit each other just in fun, right? It's a way of saying that you actually care. Again, part of body language. You don't hit people unwantedly, of course, but it is between friends, it is okay, it happens. The idea behind all of this is to know that non-verbal communication is as important as verbal communication in life. You can listen to everything I say, which is fine, absolutely fair. What if I say it like I'm, like a record is being played in front of you? Will you enjoy that? No, you will not enjoy it. Why? Because there are no expressions, no hand gestures, nothing which interests you to be here. All of you have to be very, very aware of that. Okay. Rashmi, can you please go on mute? I can see some disturbance there. Yes, thank you. So the idea of doing this is to know that all of these aspects are important in body language, no matter what you might be good at, no matter what you're bad at. This is something you can be very, very attentive of in the future. Otherwise, it is very difficult to have this. Okay? Read this slide very carefully. This slide is an extremely critical slide for all of you. There are 5 things that normally, within communication, body language tends to do. One is repetition, contradiction, substitution, complementing, accenting. Read what it means. I've given you the definitions of that as well. Why these are important? Because you have to understand through this what are we trying to say. For example, if you hear something interesting from someone, what do you tend to do a lot of times? You will either give a verbal confirmation or you will do something that tells the speaker you understand it. So in this case today, if you nod and say yes, understood, correct, absolutely, this means you're telling me that the message is going across to you. Again, very important part of body language. It is very important to know that some of these things, when you try and improve your body language, when you try and apply these things, initially it becomes very difficult to do this because not everyone is used to it. Not everyone is used to having a lot of facial expressions on their face. Not everyone is used to saying a lot of things because they are little non talkative or little, introvert kind of people. But what is the biggest disadvantage of that? If it cannot happen, then this particular part of communication will not work for you. One basic, rule I'll tell you, which everyone should follow. If you talk to someone, okay, if you are having a conversation, no matter where you are having a conversation, there is one thing which is known as complete attention. Okay, a concept of complete attention. If you give attention fully, you understand everything fully. If it is half, what will you understand? Only half of it. Nothing fully goes to your head. So when I asked initially last time what we were speaking, you all started thinking what we were speaking last time. What was it that he was talking about? What can you do to avoid it? Two or three things you can do na to avoid this. Tell me what those things are. This will also sharpen your memory. How will you avoid this problem? Today also I'm talking about so many things, no? You will get so many pointers today. Next session I'll ask you, what did we speak of today? How will you tell me? Better still, how will you remember what I said? Tell me. What is the best way to remember things? No one has an answer. You don't know what is the best way to remember things?
Noting down the things. Noting
Yes,
down the things.
absolutely. Noting down whatever you hear, whatever you
Vis-
feel is important. Okay? Not just what you hear, what you feel is important. Absolutely. Swati, I think even last time you were doing this. And it's really great that you have that habit still of making notes. Why? Because how will you otherwise learn? We all have good memories, no? We all forget what we have heard. This session is over. You will forget what I said. How will you learn it? How will you keep it in mind? Now, too, you have many other things you can do, no? See, at this point, what do you have? You all have your phones. If you have your phones, take a screenshot wherever you feel, oh no, this is something very important. Take a screenshot, keep it. It will come in handy someday as a reference for you. Or make a note and keep it. It will come handy someday. For everything, if you have to be very, very good in communication, one of the most important aspect I said last time also, which was what? Listening. It's not talking, it is listening. Right now, if you're only hearing me, you will forget what I said. If you're listening to me, you will remember what I said. The choice is yours. You can either hear me today or you can listen to me today. Whoever right now out of the 10 participants, okay, minusing me, 9 participants. Out of the 9 people, if 7 of you are listening to me, you will remember everything. If you're only hearing me, then only the ones who are listening will remember what I said. And that's a rule you should never forget. Whenever in doubt, always, and I have this habit, you all should have this habit. You all should always have a notepad and a pen with you. So that if you ever fall into a situation that you have to remember something, write it down. I'm giving so many pointers here. One you might want to remember, for the, let's say for the next few years. Make a note of it. It helps. This particular slide that I have put out for personal space is not relevant just to body language. It is something I want you to know as information. communication, whenever you do, right, there are certain spaces you have to respect of people. Understand this spacing example very well. There is an intimate space, one, two personal space, three social space, four public space. Normally, we will always be either in the personal space or the social space. Public space very rarely will be when someone is speaking and we are the audience, then we are in a public space. But otherwise, we'll be in two spaces only. Understand that when you talk to someone, their spaces have to be respected. You cannot invade someone's space while you talk. And a sign of good body language is respecting space. So when you speak to someone, maintain a distance, know how much distance is enough, know how much is too much. All of these things you have to know. These are technical things, okay? No one will tell you about spaces, but I will, because I think it is very important to know spaces for everyone, no matter whether you're, whether it is a work thing for you or whether it is, something related to your personal life. But understand that spaces are important for us, and spaces determine a lot of things. A space will determine my body language. It will determine how I speak. It will determine what I speak. If you come into my intimate space, I cannot speak to you. If you come into my personal space, yes, I can speak to you, but my tone will be different. If you are in social space, my tone and everything that I say will be very, very different. It might be more comfortable also. But understand that if someone doesn't know it, you have to tell them this also. That boss, this is my personal space, this is your space. So let us talk like this. Very important for you guys to know. And essentially, this is a part of communication as well. Always know that spaces have to be respected, no matter whether it is yours or someone else's. There are two, three things from this slide that I want you to take. I think if you become very good with your body language, the first thing that happens is you make a very good impression in front of people. I have seen it many times. Some people make very good impressions. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's see if this resonates with you. Is there someone that you follow regularly on YouTube or Instagram? I'm talking about people, okay, not brands. I'm talking about someone, some individual that you follow. For many years or many months, you have followed this person. You all will be doing that, no? You all are there on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. You will be following one person like that. Can you tell me who you follow? Any influencer, any good YouTuber, anything, any person that you follow? Tell me, come on. Don't tell me you don't follow anyone, because that's not true. You all follow someone, I know. Okay, Rashmi says Sandeep. Sandeep, who exactly? Okay. You mean Sandeep Maheshwari, is it? Okay, I presume that's the one you're talking about. Okay, Salma says a comedy channel, but do you follow a personality? Salma, do you follow someone specifically as a person, not as a brand? Some person that you follow. That Sandeep Maheshwari is fine. I know him. I think he's followed by a lot of people, and you might others also might be following a lot of people. No, who's this Arati? Salma? I just want to understand because I might not know her as much, so I want to understand who she is.
Yeah, she is a girl, sir, of age 16 years.
Okay, what does she do?
She do comedy acts.
Oh, okay, okay. So, what do you
I,
like about her? Like, because you follow her, what do you like about her?
I like her comedy.
You like the what
Comedy
she
plays
speaks
she
or
do.
way she speaks?
Comedy roles and skits what she do.
Okay, she's doing some skits that you like. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, if you actually follow someone, you said you like what skit she does. right? What has she done through those skits? Or what is Sandeep Maheshwari, the person, I think Pavitra was talking about? What does this person do? Essentially, he has created something through which he is making an impression on you. You understand? He is creating an impression. She is creating an impression on you because that is what you remember of a person. So, body language essentially means what? If you have confident body language, you will always attract people who say, boss, I met this Neha the other day, very good personality. I remember how she spoke, I remember what she spoke. That is body language. Whenever someone talks about you, even if you are not there, is also body language, is the impression that you have created in front of those people. Okay? So the idea behind body language is, and the benefits of good body language are, you first make a good impression, which I think is the most important aspect. Trust is very easy with people who have good body language. It is something I have observed on my own. Lot of years that I have, studied people, I have interacted with them. I have always been very comfortable with, with the ones who have good body language, who are very positive, very, very outcoming, very talkative. They have an opinion, right? So all of these things essentially are telling us that if you remember that, then you remember the person. So good body language means added confidence, more remembrance, better impressions that you create, and better trust. So if you haven't worked so far on these skills, you have to start working now. Give something away. Okay? It's good. It is okay to be expressive. It's not okay just to be quiet. It is okay to be expressive. Neha, especially for people like you. Okay? I understand that you are comfortable in front of people you are close to, or maybe people you know. But if you want to be very successful in life, you have to be in constant, confident body language throughout, even in front of people you don't know. Okay? Only then it probably translates to something very successful you can do in life. Otherwise, it will always hurt you. You know how your body language is not good. Everyone makes friends very easily. You cannot do that. Or you will always feel you are falling behind because of that. Never let that happen. I think it's very easy to develop that. You just have to meet people who have good body language. It is that simple. If I say, for example, let's assume here that Swati has very good body language right now. Okay, over the years she has developed it. If you meet Swati 3 times, your body language will improve. Why? Because impression, no, you carry something every single time you meet her. That is what we have to be constantly aiming for. Otherwise, there is no other way to do this. Yes, you can do a lot of self improvement things, which I will tell you. But apart from that, it is always better to meet someone with good body language. I have put out an image in front of you, signifies something which all of you should know. Positive versus negative body language. Everything is positive and negative. Understand that. We are judging each other on the basis of what we see and what we feel. If I see good open body language, good posture, eye contact, this is good body language. If I see a person who is no facial expression on the face, nothing, nothing that comes out in form of gestures, expressions, no eye contact, this means bad body language. You have to understand that there is a very critical difference between the two. For me, the last part could be something which you all should remember. Pleasant, polite, warm, right? Pleasant, polite, warm. It's not just in voice, it is also how you are, right? How people see you. Tell me one thing, if you are a very serious person, okay, forget about being serious. You might not be serious, but you talk less. you don't talk a lot, and you go to an event where there are 100 people around you. Out of those 100 people, how many will talk to you? Tell me. Take an average. I want to know an answer to this question. Give me an average number. 100 people are there. You are an introvert, you don't like to talk a lot. How many people will talk to you? Is there a number? I've got some chat responses, I guess. Okay, Salma says 2 to 3, 5 to 10, 1 to 2, 5 people. Okay, which is a good number, which is a fair number, I think. If you ask me, I'd say maybe 1 to 2 at best, I think is a response that I'll take as a good response to this. But this also means that if two people spoke to you, then 98 of them did not speak to you at all, which is worse. Okay, understand that when you are in such situations and talking to people is your only aim, you have to talk to maximum people, and for that you need these two things: good communication, good body language. Otherwise you cannot talk to anyone. It is not about our personalities. I think if you merely talk about personalities, our personalities are always evolving. We cannot be of one personality only. As you grow older in life, your personalities will also change with it. But along with the personalities changing, your body language, your communication also has to change over time. It has to become better. When I say change, it has to become better than what it is. Understand that small things matter a lot. No one is looking for any magic here. No one even feels that magic should happen. But few of these things will matter to you in your professional and personal life. Can you see the video being played there of a girl just walking, right? Very short, very short video, but a very expressive one at that. What do you observe here? What is the observation out of the video? Can someone tell me what is the observation? Some chat responses I'm getting. Okay, smiling and walking. Fine, fair enough. Obvious, but can you tell me something else? Happy. Yes. Happy. Correct. Confident. That is what I was looking for. She's confident, very, very confident while she walks. Now, is it because she knows that the camera is on her, she is doing that? No, it is how people carry themselves. They are confident when they do that. If all of you are put in the same situation, okay, and a camera is there on front of you, imagine they told you to do the same thing. Will you do it or no? Yes or no? Now everything, all expressions have gone now. What is the reason? I am telling you to do a good thing. What if someone told you that there is a camera, it is only going to focus on you, and you do the same thing, like you walk and you smile. That's it. Nothing else you have to do. You will become conscious. Okay? Yes. Now, becoming conscious is exactly what I'm talking about. No, you cannot become conscious, is what I'm saying. That's the whole idea behind it. Rashmi says she will try. That's what you have to do. You just have to try. My point is, if you do not try, how will you improve? All of these people that you see on television, on the internet, YouTube, God knows what, you have so many apps now and web series and God knows what. Do you think all of them just learnt it one day? No, it is not that simple. It is a very difficult thing to do. But what do they do for that? Practice day in, day out. One day they become better at that. It is just about that practice. It isn't about how perfect you are. Practice and make yourself perfect. It is the best body language that you can carry is exactly what point number 2 says, that the moment you walk in the room with dignity and easy confidence, you tell people you are someone who matters. I've seen a lot of people doing that very well. The moment they walk in to the room, everyone looks at them. Who has observed this? Tell me. Have you been to any event anywhere where you're sitting with other people, someone walks inside the room, everyone looks at that person? Have you observed this? I'm sure you all would have observed it at least once in your life. I have. I know that. Correct? Yes, we all have observed it. Why do we do that? Presence. Presence, personality, and confidence. I'll repeat that. Presence, personality, confidence. Okay? Presence is because you're there. Personality is what you carry. Confidence is what you have. Simple. Confidence again is not built overnight. I am not saying everyone can be confident. Once all my sessions are done, you will be super confident. I am not saying that. But you will be better than what you are today. If I can do that, I will consider this a success. And for that, what do you have to do? There is a very interesting image which is there on the left hand side, because you all saw the girl in the video. Probably the boy fell behind somewhere, but look at him stand there. How is he standing? Hands on the hip like this, very confidently he's standing. What is that? What does that pose show you? Confidence. It's also sometimes how you stand that matters, how you sit that matters. Doesn't matter. A lot of people tell me a lot of things. Someday, I remember someone telling me probably 2 years back, in one of the conversations, because I see Neha, I suddenly remembered it. That girl told me, you know what, because I have specs, I wear specs, I don't think I look good. And I said, who told you that? If you wear specs, right? If you just make this fashionable, you look very different, right? Because you're wearing a normal specs, you feel you look very normal. You change this, you look different, no? It's one change, one small change that you have to do. Sometimes it is the way you dress, sometimes it is what you wear, sometimes it is your hairstyle. It could be anything, absolutely. One change can make your body language better. And if your body language is better, you will be super comfortable communicating with anyone. Doesn't matter who it is. Bigger, a person who is much bigger to you, elder to you, younger to you, higher in stature, higher position, lower position, similar position, doesn't matter. But what we don't have, we do not have the confidence to make a change. We want to see everything but not do anything. Let me ask you one question which you all should promise you will do next time. Okay? Before the next session happens, one change you will make. What change will you make? Tell me. Let me get some confidence from you guys today. I want all of you to make one change for me that will better your body language. What will you do? And you have to do it for yourself. Don't do it for me. But you all have to do one thing. Neha, what will you do? Tell me. Rashmi says hairstyle. Okay, Rashmi, I'll take your word for it. Okay. And I have to see that change next time. And of course, I hope next time you're on video as well. So I'll be able to see if that change has occurred. Okay. Next. Okay. Rashmi says sure. Fine. Neha, what about you? I'm waiting for your answer. No, I can't hear you, unfortunately.
I'm saying
Yes.
that dressing up in a better way and
Yes.
like improving my body language in such a way that it will make me feel more confident.
Absolutely. Please do that. I would want you to do it. Okay. Because I think you will benefit a lot from that. See, simple thing I'll tell you, which I think, last time also it became a topic for discussion. But when I wear specs, I have different colors of spectacles that I wear. Right? Why do I do this? It is not for anything else. I just want to make a style statement. That's it. There is no relevance to anything. For example, if you wear a yellow colored dress, try to match your specs with a yellow colored dress. That's it. You will feel more confident because you look very different to others. Try and do that, right? Swati, what will you do? I know you would have made some changes from the last time also that we spoke, but tell me what you will do just for, just for making sure that you are a part of this. Tell me.
Looks more confident.
And how will you make your look more confident? Tell me. That's the basic question I have.
Like you are questioning, like you have so many questions. So like I will, response as participants
Okay.
are respond.
You will interact more, is
Hmm.
what you are telling me.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
fine, fine. Okay. So interaction is a part that you have told me you will do more. Fine. Taken. Anyone else will tell me? I can see Riva on my screen right now.
I would try using more facial expressions.
Okay. Okay. And what, anything else you want to do apart from just facial expressions? Tell me.
Maybe hairstyle. My hair.
Do something. Okay. And please, women, all girls are here, and this is always very awkward for me to tell women, because men I can tell anything. They will not do or they might do, but I can tell them anything. To women I can't tell anything. But I have always told women only one thing: what you see on screen, most of the times on YouTube or Instagram and all of these things, most of it is not true. So I feel if you really want to look good, you can be very simple and look good also. I have seen most women, the classiest women that I have met, are very simple, very very simple, but they dress so well, right? They'll wear one sari, they'll beautiful sari they'll wear. They'll match their specs with the color of the sari. They'll carry one accessory which is matching the sari, which is very simple, na? Colors and everything are more known to women. But if you do this, it adds so much confidence in your life. Why we are not doing it? Please do this. You don't know how much it adds value to your confidence, to your body language, and essentially to your communication, because that's the whole idea of why we are talking about this. Understand that this is a word I am taking, okay, from all of you now. So if I see this change next time, then I'll say you have understood what I told you. So please, let's have this change next time around when we meet. As I move along, remember these two things: critical again for body language, gestures, voice. When you speak, keep your tone neutral, not very up, not very down. If it's very down, I cannot hear you. So that's also not okay. High pitch is also not okay. You should be neutral, in the middle. That's very important. Second, gestures. Can you see that victory sign, this, or the heart sign which comes a lot, or yes, this sign? All of this is important. Use this more and more. Don't don't be ashamed of using this. Lot of times we are, for some reason, we don't want to express. I don't know why we don't want to express. Please express yourself, say these things, have use these gestures. It will make a huge difference to you. Any gesture that you use means that you are attentive, also means that you are listening. So two most important aspects: one is you are attentive, one is your listening. Okay, these are some things I want all of you to take a look at, because these are power poses. Try them whenever you want to. This is something you can do at your home anytime you want. Just standing very confidently in front of your mirror, do that, right? Very easy to do, but it gives you immense confidence if you do this. Just put your hands like this, put your feet up on a chair and relax. Just relax for 2 minutes, 1 minute, whatever you're comfortable with. But within that fraction of time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, suddenly your confidence goes up. Yesterday, I had a privilege of attending a very important meeting that we had with over 100 people that we had in the meeting. We all also had a very important speaker who told us many things about how content is, more and more content is getting generated, what people are doing different, how people have become more confident in generating content on the internet. But something very quickly he told, which was very resonating for me. He said, if you do something for yourself, even for half an hour, every day, you will be more confident as a person. But doing something only for yourself. This power pose is a part of it. But anything else that you want to do, only for yourself that you do. Some people, okay, fourth pose and breathe fresh air. Yes, absolutely. Helps you relieve stress as well. But more than the stress part, it just gives you that one kick of confidence that you need. And I think that's all you need on some days, right? But if you do this, it also makes your body language so much better. And if that happens, you'll be very happy as a person. I can assure you that more and more, if this is the focus that you have, more benefits you will get out of it. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen for a bit so that I can just speak to you. Yeah. So now, since we have said and we have talked so much about body language, let me come to one issue which is very common in people that I've heard, even if they have good body language. Okay, let's assume someone has very good body language. They have a problem with saying something which is bothering them to another person. Let's say I have something which is bothering me. I have to tell this to Swati, but I'm not able to tell this to her. Okay, that means I am not able to become assertive in nature. If I am not assertive, I cannot tell her anything. Before I even stress on that topic, I'll ask you a very simple question. Okay, how many of you here have a problem saying no to someone? No. Simple word. Who has a problem? Or you all can say no very comfortably, which is great then. If that is the case,
Yes,
we have
I
no
have a
problems.
problem.
Yes, Rashmi, is it? Okay.
Yes, I
Rashmi,
have a problem.
Rashmi has a problem. Salma also says she has a problem. Okay. Everyone else doesn't have that problem. Swati saying, Swati, but I thought you might not have that problem for some reason. I thought, but you also have that problem, is it?
Yeah,
Personally, you have
personally,
that
I can't
problem.
say no to,
You cannot
my
say
close
no.
ones.
Absolutely. That is a big problem. Okay.
Yeah.
I know deep down all have that problem. You cannot say no to people. They, your friends say, नहीं चलो आज तो मूवी देखने चलेंगे हम. आज I have taken the tickets. You have to come. Done. Everything planned from my side. You cannot escape. What will you say? Okay, chalo, we'll go. Work is pending, right? Things to do at home. But you said yes to a friend. Why? Because she said we have to go. You cannot say no, right? Being assertive means being able to say no to someone. Learn it. It is an art to say no. This particular thing, which I'll next talk to you about for next 15 minutes, maybe 15 to 20 minutes, please listen to it carefully if you want to say no to people. If you're not saying no right now, you have a big problem on hand because you say yes to everything, right? Can you tell me what is the benefit of saying yes? Tell me, since you all say yes, okay? Right now, I'll put you all in yes category. No category is different, yes category is different. Now you all are in yes category. Okay, so someone gets offended if you say no. I agree with you. A lot of people will get offended. Goodwill of the people. Okay, fine. But Neha, how much goodwill will you collect? That is the problem we have in life, right? Too much goodwill is not right. That is the lesson I have learned. But the idea is, why it becomes a problem? Because we feel, yes, offending people is a big issue that we have. You always feel you will get judged for saying no. Tell me if I'm right. You always feel if you say no, you will get judged. Someone will say, Are, how can she say no to this? You cannot say no like this. Could be anyone, could be your friend, could be your, sometimes could be your parents also. It could be your relatives, it could be people you work in the office with. Anyone for that matter. Boyfriends, whatever. Husbands. They'll say, Are, aise kaise? Now, how can you say no? Now, there are two things. Saying no is sometimes not the problem. How you say it also is a problem at times. And that's exactly what I want to teach you today. Being assertive and assertively saying no. Correct. So again, Salma is saying if we say no, what they think about, okay, what will they think about you is what you're trying to say. Yes, I agree. It can happen sometimes. You'll always feel, what will people say? Will you get judged for doing something or saying something? The idea of being assertive itself is knowing that people are going to judge you. People will judge you no matter what it is. That's a habit people are going to have. Let me share a very important slide with you and then I'll explain this further. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. Let's understand the four categories that we have. Generally, we all will fall into one of these categories: aggressive, passive, assertive, passive aggressive. Four different categories we have. You either fall in one category and you feel, okay, you know what, I am, most people will not say I'm aggressive, but just 1 second. Hello. हा मी नंतर करू का, माझं सेशन जस्ट संपतोय. Okay. Sorry. So it's always important to know that you might not fall in the first category. Okay. Aggressive, you might not be. I think I don't think anyone will be aggressive. Please tell me, do any of you fall into the first category? Aggressive, focused on own opinions, keeps interrupting other person, disregard for others' feelings, raises voice, right? Throws things. No one will fall into that category. No, very few of us will fall into that category. Maybe none at this point. So first category gone. What is second category? Passive. Passive, most of us fall into a, let me tell you, read that carefully. Focused on opinions and feelings of others. Right? First point. Doesn't express feelings. 2. Sees own feelings as unimportant. 4th, loses sense of self. Most will fall into second category, I know. I've seen a lot of people fall into that. Why, tell me? Why do we fall in that category? Better still, tell me who's in that category right now. You feel you are in that category? Honestly tell me, yes or no will help. Passive. Okay, Rashmi says passive. Pavitra says passive. Salma also says passive. See, not surprising, no? Neha, Riva, you are not passive. In which case, I am very happy if you are not. Not passive. Riva, and Neha. So no. Okay. So Neha and Riva. Now let me ask you something. Do you then fall into assertive category, which is the third thing? Please read that and tell me. Do you fall into the third category? Sorry?
Yes, maybe.
You think you fall into the assertive category, which is good if you are that kind of person. For now, I'll take your point and say you fall under the assertive category. Okay? Let me see if that actually gets proved right in what I'll tell you from now. Okay. Now, let's understand what we have to do. The others who told me that I am in the passive category, I want you to come to the assertive category now. Third category. Fourth also I don't want. Third category is what I want. The right form of communication these days, especially these days that we are living in, is assertive communication. Being clear but not being rude. Being straightforward but not aggressive. Being blunt, okay? Understand this. Being blunt but not hurting someone's feelings. You're not going to hurt anyone's feelings because a lot of blunt people end up hurting everyone's feelings. That for me is aggressive or passive aggressive. That is not assertive. Okay, let's try to understand this more. Let me put this scenario in front of you. Now I'll get the answers from you. Okay, two scenarios in front of you. There is a colleague in your office who keeps interrupting you during your meetings. Every time you say something, that person will say something, not let you complete your point. One. Two, you have someone who keeps giving you additional work. You're loaded with work, still more work that person will get, and you have to do that work. In both situations, you have to confront them, and this has to stop. Second situation, you know what you have to say. What do you have to say in the second situation? What is the one word answer we are looking for? No. You have to say no in the second situation. The first, you cannot say no because it's not relevant, but you have to confront that person. Now I want to know what you will do. And I will start with the two people who said that they are assertive by nature. You said you are assertive. Okay. Now, Riva, if this is the situation you are in, a person is constantly interrupting you, tell me what you will do. Go ahead.
I would ask them that if first they let me complete, and then I will be happy to take their inputs once I'm completed. And
How will you say that?
um,
I want to know exactly how you will say that.
then, like if they are interrupting, once they are completed, then I will say that sorry to interrupt, but first let me complete myself. And
Mhm.
once I'm done with it, then we can discuss whatever issues or points you are not agreeing with, and then we can work on it collectively.
Okay. Um, and this will happen during the setup where everyone else is also there. There itself, you will tell this person, is
Yeah.
it? Okay, fine, great. Anyone else has a response on this before I tell you what is the right thing to do here? Anyone care to venture a response? She told what she's going to do, which is fair, which is fine as well. What will you do? Anyone? Two scenarios we have, na? One is, of course, a colleague interrupting you. Second is when you are getting loaded with work.
I asked the person to, after the meeting, I will call him and tell that issue, like you should not interrupt
Okay,
me when I'm speaking.
okay, okay. But you will do it after the meeting, you have said.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. So there is a difference between what Riva is going to do versus what Rashmi is going to do. She said, I'll do it after the meeting. Fine, fair enough. I'll take it as an opinion. I took two. I will also give you a solution, of course, to this. I have taken two different opinions so far on scenario number one. But there is a scenario number two also. Let's assume I am your superior. Now, every single day, or more often than not, whenever you are loaded with a lot of work, I still come and give you more work. And you keep doing that work. Somewhere it has to stop. Now you have to say no to that person. How will you say no? Tell me. Can anyone give me a detailed response on how you will say no? think about it. I know it is your superior and you have to like, you will have a few boundaries, of course.
First thing I will tell that my superior that I have this many work to complete.
Okay.
So is it not possible to take more work?
It's not possible to
So
take more work. Okay. Okay.
uh, if I
Um,
complete the current work, I will able to take the next thing.
okay. Okay. Um, hmm, okay. Does anyone else have any other response before I tell you what is the solution for each of them?
I can,
Yes.
for the second scenario, I can tell my supervisor that I am currently working on one task,
Hmm.
and I can tell him or her the expected time that it will
Hmm.
take,
Hmm.
and after that I can take the next task for the job he will be given.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let me show you something which will make a little more sense, I feel. So let's go one by one now. The first solution is for the first problem. A person who is interrupting you a lot of times. The best assertive response in such cases is first of all making I statements. A lot of people don't make I statements. I means me. Okay. You always say how you feel, but use it with an I all the time. I feel interrupted. I feel frustrated. I feel that you are not letting me do something I want to do. But there is something which you have to do here, which Rashmi was partially right about. Don't do it during the meeting, do it after the meeting. You have to confront a person individually, not in a group. Never do that in a group. If you do that in front of five other people, you will make sure this person does it again to you. Because a lot of times you will have people who take things on their ego. It is always an ego battle, no? If someone says something suddenly, your ego is hurt. Even though the person might be wrong, but everyone has their ego finally. The best thing to deal in situations like these is talking to that person after the meeting is done, going to him or her privately, having a conversation and saying, boss, you know what is happening? I know you have a lot of enthusiasm and you have a lot of good pointers also. I appreciate that. But when I'm speaking, you let me complete. After that, you can take 5 more minutes. I don't care. But my 2 minutes, I should get. Very clearly, you have to say. Make I statements, but make them positively, not negatively. What is a negative way of saying this? The negative way of saying it is, why are you interrupting me? Don't interrupt me next time. When I am speaking, you keep quiet. This is negative. No one wants negative. People want something which is positive, which will keep their ego, which will keep our ego also. Understand that you are in an environment where you have to work with people every day. How are you going to do this? First, make eye contact. You have to be very careful about your eyes. Say face to face. Look into that person's eyes and say it. Use a good posture, open posture, stand confidently and say it on the face. But don't make it rude. Being assertive doesn't mean you have to be rude. Most people, because they think they are becoming assertive, they become rude. It is not about that. Never compromise being assertive for being rude. It is not something you should do. That is why, what is the last point there? Calm and composed. You have to be very calm. Your tone has to be very balanced when you say these things. Say it clearly, but say it in a good tone. Don't mix it with being rude. That rudeness will never help you in life. If then again that person is going to remember, okay, that is what Riva told me last time. Now I will see how she speaks in the next meeting. Again, the same thing is going to happen. You want to close a chapter, close it properly. Okay? Don't leave things threads alive. there is something known as communication threads, things which are going on your instant messaging, for example, emails. We say no, threads are there. What do we have to do? We have to close threads. We don't have to open them. So you have to make sure that you are closing the threads. And to close a thread, individual speaking, individual attention, individual conversation is the way to go forward. Okay? Solution number 1. Solution number 2. What are we going to do for the boss who's giving us more work, or the superior who's giving us more work? First, always acknowledge the importance of the task. Say that, yes, this is a very, very important work. I know that. I am aware that this is very important for you. Unfortunately, my deadlines will not allow me to do this today. If you give me one more day, for example, let's say if someone says, what you need, do you need more time, or what, this is very urgent for me, I have to do this. A lot of reasons can be given, but what you cannot accommodate, you should not accommodate, no matter what happens. And for that, suggest solutions. For example, let's assume that Neha and Pavitra are working together in a team. Now this request has come to Neha. It has not come to Pavitra. Neha has got a request. Neha cannot accommodate. But Neha and Pavitra are very good communicators. So they know they will help each other out. What can Neha do? She can say, what, I will get this done from you, for you. But I'll just take someone's help. But give me some time. I'll make sure your job is done. But I'll need someone's help to do that. Because Neha is very confident that Pavitra is going to help her. What she can do, she can go to Pavitra. Pavitra, just half an hour you have to spend on this, but he wants it today only. Can you please help me? Pavitra will say, yes, why not? You also do it for me, but today I do it for you, no issues. Your work is getting done, solution provided, but you're not wasting your time. So say no to what you cannot do. You can suggest solutions, but don't say yes and fall into the trap. Okay, now I've said yes. What will I do now? Don't do that. It is always important. Yes, again, like I said, calm, respectful tone you have to maintain. Absolutely, I agree with you. You have to maintain a very calm tone, respectful tone. You have to understand they are your seniors or your superiors, whatever it is. But that doesn't mean you say yes just because you have to say yes. Say no, sir, I cannot do this today. Very strong deadlines I have. Unfortunately, I cannot accommodate, but I will get your work done. If you give me some time, I'll get your work done. So acknowledge the task. 1, express your current workload. Be very, 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 very specific about it. 3rd, suggest solutions to that person. You know what? I am not doing it, but someone else will do it for you. 4th, maintain a positive body language. Being assertive also means being positive. Being assertive doesn't mean that you're overconfident, that whatever you say, whatever you do, gives a sense of overconfidence to anyone. Simplifying assertiveness means being very clear, being very specific, but being very soft and positive about it. 5 examples, very clearly I have stated them out, of good assertive behavior. Express your opinions directly, but do it calmly. Don't disrespect others while you are presenting your opinions. Second, eye contact is very important. Don't be vague with your eyes. It doesn't help. If you have made a mistake, take accountability for your mistakes. A lot of times we make mistakes. You will end up doing something which you do not want to do, or my God, I did something, it just ended up becoming bad, or it's a mistake you committed. Accept your mistakes. That is also assertiveness. And if you're working with a team, always share credit with the team. It's not about you. Sometimes that is where we cross the line, no? Of being assertive versus being aggressive. Assertive means the person will say, yes, I know I've done a very good job and I'm very happy about it, but I also have a lot of people working with me. So equal credit will also go to Neha, it will also go to Riva, it will also go to Pavitra. because they were working with me. Good assertive person will take people along with him or with her. Extremely important. And be very happy about who you work with. Celebration of just yourself is not enough. If you want to be very good with people and communication is about talking and interacting with people, be happy for everybody. Take credit, give credit, it helps. And it's not that difficult to do also, right? We were just talking about saying no right now. The power of no is something you all should have. And this is something which, could be the last part of what I want to say today. But if you have to say no, first point is know your no. Know your no means before you actually say no, you have to be clear whether you want to say no in the first place. If you are confused, then nothing can happen. A no is a very clear no, na? At times. Very clear no. You all went to college, no? All of you. Everyone went to college. Up college may there is something which very commonly happens. Okay, this is just a joke, fun part I am saying. There'll be so many boys who are behind you, no, in college. Happens. Say yes or no. Even that I have said there are no expression on the face. Come on, at least change that now. Remember those days. Okay. Are some of you still studying? I don't know. Okay, let me get some clarity on this. Who is still studying here? Riva. Okay. Anyone else? No. Okay. So Riva is still there. Still in that zone right now. Okay. So Riva, you have experienced this, no? Happens. What do we do? If our no is very clear, no, we tell the boy, no, I don't like you. Very clear. Straight on the face. And we mean what we say. Okay, we mean what we say. So you have to know whether you want to say no in the first place. Understand that as a very important aspect here. Otherwise, it is not going to work for you. Second point I want all of you to note. Say no to the request, not to the person. And I don't mean it in that sense. I mean it when someone at work comes with a request or or a task is given to you. You're working as a part of a team. We have to say no a lot of times. So say no to the request. Don't say no to a person. So don't make it personal. Otherwise, what is going to happen? Neha will say tomorrow that, you know what, Riva told me no. I felt very bad. It is, she should not have said no to me. How can she say no to me? Because of the way, you told her. It's because of that she felt it. If you told her in some other way, what will she say? Okay, no problem. You're busy, no, I understand. Okay, no, I'll ask someone else. I'll ask Salma to do it. No problem. The idea is say no to the request, not to the person. So never make it personal. Always provide an explanation. There is no escape. Give an explanation. Everyone deserves an explanation, no? So even to a girl, if a boy asks something, again in the fun way that I always mean, to some boys at least you will give explanation, no? Ki, okay, boss, this and this I don't like, or whatever it is. Everyone deserves an explanation. So give it, especially in a work environment. If you have said no to someone, you have turned down a request from someone, tell that person why. Neha, the problem is that today, these deadlines I have, I cannot meet these deadlines. Unfortunately, that task that you want to be done, I cannot do. But I've requested someone else, that person will help you. Explain why it is, everyone has to know. Now, the last point. How do you say no? The best is practice. Say no 4 times a day. Just randomly. No. No to anything. Turn down a request. How you can start, I'll tell you. It's a very simple thing that I have heard and a very good way to start saying no. If you go to a restaurant, no, if you go to a good restaurant, the waiters will always come and say, no, madam, you try this sweet, it is very nice. Most times you are tempted to say yes, no? Chalo, ek leke dekhenge. Let's try one today. That's where you start. No matter how much they tell you, tempt you, you say no. Make a start there. Make a start with small things, saying no to small things. Your friend has arranged a plan. She has not asked you anything. On your behalf itself, she has booked the ticket, she has done everything. Turn down that request. Say no, I cannot come. I have some work, I'm sorry. We'll plan it some other day. Don't worry, I'm not ditching you. But today it is not possible for me. Say it, that is the best way in which you can practice these things. But being assertive means you have to learn to say no. Otherwise, you will never have the confidence, and you will always be, in that position where more tasks are there, time is not getting managed. Because time is not getting managed, work efficiency is getting affected. Everything is mixed together. Best way to avoid, start saying no to people. Works like a charm. Start out small, but practice it like it is something you want to perfect. Okay? Fine. Now, since we are off time and I think this is done for today, two very important topics we discussed: body language, assertiveness. Now, what I want to see is the application of this in what you do in your life. In the next session that we meet, I'll ask you some questions to know if you understood all of this correctly today. Okay, please remember that. So, next time when you're here, be prepared to answer something. Scared doesn't mean don't come. I'm saying come. I don't ask very difficult questions, but be a part of this. It might just tell you or teach you something very nice. Okay, any questions for today before we end? I guess Swati is also back, so thanks for joining in again, Swati. You have always been here. I think Swati is doing multiple rounds of this now. So even last time she was there, and see, it might seem like a repeat tape to you, Swati, because I think you have done all this before. But for all of you, this is very new. So I think I hope it helped you today. If there are no questions, we'll end the session for today. Are there any questions for me? Okay, seems like not. Right. So, okay, Pavitra, what is Pavitra saying? Okay, do you get any recordings? Okay. So I guess you do, because I think Swati will be able to tell you that. But I do think that they are available. So if you want them as probably reference or something, you could get them, right? So Pavitra says she needs them. So I guess Swati, that is over to you now, and maybe something you can look at, in terms of these requests. So guys, thank you very much for joining in today. Thanks for giving me your time. Of course, this will continue. We have 3 more sessions to do. Yes, so I'm getting some good thank yous, which is nice. Thank you very much. I guess Icha is your name, so I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. But fine, absolutely. So good name, nice name. Thank you for telling me that. And again, just to give you the practice of what we do here, if I tell all these things and it probably makes some sense to you, then at the end, what do I get? Body language, what do I get? Gestures. Okay, you have gestures, no, on Zoom. Just see below your screen, you will have some gestures. Now is time for gestures. See, thumbs ups going up. So Riva is giving me gestures, and yes, Swati remembers everything. So double thumbs up, which is great. Icha, Neha, Pavitra, Salma. Thank you everyone. Rashmi, Zeenat as well. I think you were also there. Thank you very much for joining in. And then now I see you in the next session. Okay, more things to talk about, and let's do another interactive session soon. Okay, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, Omkar. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for this wonderful session. And
Thanks a lot,
I
Swati.
enjoyed a lot your sessions. That's why I
Thank you.
joined again and again.
And
Every
it's great
time.
to have you. Great,
Yeah,
fantastic
whatever
to
I
have you.
find, informative and like to take some key points for me, I just
Absolutely.
note it down.
Absolutely. Please, and please, again, I'll see you in the next session also. I know. So see you all in the next session. Let's meet again and let's discuss more things. Okay. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, ladies, for
Bye
joining
bye,
in.
everyone.
And your
Thanks.
next
Thanks,
session will
everyone.
be on 26th July.
26th July. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See you.
Okay.
Take
Thank you,
care.
everyone.
Bye bye.